Good afternoon, councillors. I'm Mark Richardson. I'm the volunteer technical lead with HousingNowTO, here to just provide a little bit of additional context for you to the staff report. I have 20 slides in 5 minutes, so let's see what the over-under is on me getting through them all. So simple chart here for you. We're taking the John Tory plan in the blue. We're adding the new Olivia Chow plan of the additional 25,000 units, including 2,500 rent geared to income units into the mix. You're targeting to create 65,000 new city-led housing units by December 31st of 2030. That's only 7.5 years away from today. When we're talking about types of affordable housing in the City of Toronto, your average income level in the City of Toronto from the 2021 census is about $84,000 a year, but you end up having to provide subsidies to people who are much further below that level. And now we're actually starting to do subsidies with habitat for organizations and households that are up to $120,000 a year. We work with the UBC Housing Assessment Resource Tools. It's a free open data, open government tool that's very useful. In the 2021 census, they identified that there were 210,000 missing apartment units that rent for below $1,700 a month. So creating 65,000 units is great. It's still about a third of what the demand is based on your 2021 census. The social housing rent geared to income, people throw the numbers around a lot. From the TCHC report last year, the average RGI household earns about $16,500 a year. The average rent they pay is $405, $110 a month. That's a big gap to fill. That's like 50 cents a square foot in rent. Anybody who's in the construction world or the rental world will tell you you can't build a unit for that. You can't maintain a unit for that. If you're going to create a lot of RGI units, which we support, somebody's going to have to pull up the money truck. So let's talk about the public builder pilot. We're really excited about this because there's a bunch of sites. The city describes them, the staff describe them as housing ready sites. We would say that only 2 of the sites in the 5 are actually housing ready. Those are the large sites that have already been through the Housing Now program. Both 405 Sherbourne and 150 Queens Wharf have already been through the rezoning process with the city. The small sites at the bottom, which are Green Peace sites and an LCBO site in Councillor Perk's ward, have not been through the rezoning process yet. I don't know how we get through the rezoning process without a minister's zoning order. So the top 2 sites have about 260, 270 units apiece. The other sites below, we're going to assume have about 100 units per site, so that your target by the end of 2026, if you're serious about this, is that you should have a minimum affordable rental housing unit delivery target of 849 units across these sites, and that's by the end of 2026. If you can't do that number in 3 years, there's no way you're getting to your bigger number by 2030. So where are they? Luckily, they're all downtown. They're close to City Hall, they're close to Metro Hall, they're with councillors who can keep an eye on them, and it's in Parkdale, Spadina, Fort York, University Rosedale, and Toronto Centre. I think councillors that we've all taken on tours as part of various campaigns. If we've missed you, we're happy to take you on a tour. This is where they fit on a satellite map. Quick tour through the sites. So 405 Sherbourne, big parking lot, big dumb city parking lot across from the Phoenix Concert Hall, downtown, absolute waste, lazy land. We fought for a while. We managed to get it up to, I think, 25 stories was the last number we saw in 2021. 266 units with 50% of them as affordable housing. Very constrained site, so we're going to have to do some creative building there in order to deliver at speed and at scale. Queens Wharf is a long and sordid story over a decade of trying to get this site built. Joe Cressy got with this in the last couple of months of his time as councillor. It's now coming in at 25 stories, 280 units, and that's the councillor's example of adding more height and density to generate more units. The Dundas and Ossington site is a project that we did with one of our TMU students groups a couple of years ago, where we took on the angular plane and a lot of the urban design guidelines in order to generate affordable housing. We've been talking about housing on that site since 1998. So can we maybe do something with it faster and better and smarter? Last week, that site was at the Building for Belonging, the Ontario Nonprofit Housing Association conference. This is your own staff's slide from that conference. Flexible approach to built form, boxier is better. Can somebody tell the people in urban design that, please? Prefabrication, let's go as quick as we can through prefab, modular housing, mass timber, panelized. We need to make these kits and make them move quicker. The Brock parking lot, we've been talking about as an LCBO site since at least 2016, and we're still, last time I heard it was like 4 stories and 40 units. It's 10 stories and 100 units, or it's not happening. So let's move along with that. And Mayor Chow, since you live in Kensington Market or near Kensington Market, I believe, this parking lot on Bellevue, we've been talking about it for a long time. We've done a mass timber passive house design for that with the folks from Kearns Mancini. This was 2021 numbers, it was about 90 units, but somebody has to say that it's okay to build a 10 to 12 story building in the middle of Kensington Market on a city parking lot. And if we can't do that, then we're not going to reach these targets. 65,000 apartments, $36 billion from your staff report this morning. Add a boy, add a girl, add a they, add a he, add a she, add a everybody to the folks who worked on this staff report. It's fantastic. $36 billion, 65,000 apartments, an average cost of $550,000 an apartment. That is the real number. When they built that co-op housing building that the lady was speaking about just before me, it was about $210,000. The longer you wait, the more expensive the units get. Time is money, time is units. Councillor Carroll, since you're on the chair of the budget committee, $36 billion, we need to get everybody aligned.